Howdy there folks, it's Amelia from Sleepopolis, and today we're going to be comparing two popular mattresses, the Nectar and the Tuft Needle. In this video, I'll go over what these beds are made of, how they feel, some of our tests like pressure relief, motion isolation, and edge support, and more. Hopefully by the end you'll know which of these two beds you should go for. Before we get started, I do want to let you know that mattress brands, including the ones featured in this video, send us beds for free to review and tell you about. If you buy either of these beds using our links in the description, we may earn a commission at no additional cost to you. That helps us to fund our testing and bring you these reviews for free. Okay, now let's get into it. First, let's take a look at some similarities between these two mattresses. Both the Nectar and Tuft Needle are all foam mattresses, meaning they don't contain any coils. Next, both these bed-in-a-box mattresses are great budget buys. With discounts, both models are under $1,000 for a queen size. Finally, both mattresses can work well for back sleepers. Now let's look at some key differences. First up, the Nectar has a softer and more responsive feel than the Tuft Needle. Second, the Nectar makes a better option for most side sleepers than the Tuft Needle. And finally, the Nectar comes with a 365-night trial and lifetime warranty, whereas the Tuft Needle comes with a 100-night trial and a 10-year warranty. Alright, let's crack these beds open and take a look at their construction. First up, the covers. Nectar's cover is made from a quilted polyester nylon blend, while the Tuft Needle's is entirely polyester. Next, the comfort layers. The Nectar's comfort layer is 2 inches of gel memory foam, which provides some cooling. The Tuft Needle's comfort layer is 3 inches of the brand's proprietary adaptive foam, which has a quick response to pressure. It's also infused with gel and graphite for cooling. The Nectar has a transition layer of 3 inches of what Nectar calls dynamically adjusting foam. This adds bounce and prevents the sleeper from sinking all the way into the bed. The Tuft Needle doesn't have a transition layer. Finally, the base layers. The Nectar has a 7-inch base layer made of high-density foam. The Tuft Needle's base layer is also 7 inches, made from high-density polyfoam. Now onto firmness. Here at Sleepopolis, we rate firmness on a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 is as soft as a cloud and 10 is as hard as ice, to put it in terms of the water cycle. 6.5 is our standard for medium firmness. Now, on that scale, our testers rated the Nectar a 6 and the Tuft Needle a 7 out of 10. So basically that means the Nectar is a little softer than average and the Tuft Needle is a little firmer. Now let's go over how sleeping in different positions will feel on each of these mattresses. Your primary sleeping position is an important consideration when you're shopping for a mattress because different positions require different levels of pressure relief and support. Back sleepers can do well on a variety of mattresses as long as it is comfortable and supportive. Stomach sleepers tend to need a firmer bed to keep their hips elevated and in line with the rest of their spine, whereas side sleepers tend to need something a little softer to provide cushioning for their shoulders and hips. First up, let's look at the Nectar. The Nectar is a good option for most back sleepers as it provides support along with some comfortable contouring. However, it's not supportive enough for heavy back sleepers who weigh 250 pounds or more. The Nectar is also a good choice for average weight side sleepers as it provides deep body contouring and pressure relief. However, it's likely too firm for lightweight side sleepers who weigh 130 pounds or less, and not supportive enough for heavy ones. Finally, the Nectar is too soft for any stomach sleepers. Now onto the Tuft Needle. The Tuft Needle is a good option for light and average weight back sleepers, providing support and some pressure relief. For side sleepers, the Tuft Needle is a little too firm all around to provide the cushioning these sleepers do best with. But it does offer some sinkage around the joints thanks to its slow-moving foams, so average weight side sleepers could do well on it. And for stomach sleepers, we only recommend it for lightweight stomach sleepers. Next up is one of my favorite tests, the pressure map. We use a heat mapping pressure map to show where pressure is building up along the body while lying on a mattress in different positions. Blues and greens indicate lower pressure, whereas reds and oranges indicate high pressure. Looking at the Nectar, results are pretty good. Mostly blues and greens all around, with just a touch of yellow on the shoulders and hips in the side sleeping position. This indicates overall great pressure relief on the Nectar. For the Tuft Needle, we also see blues and greens across the board, indicating overall low pressure. However, our tester did note feeling pressure on the shoulder and hip while side sleeping, even though it didn't register on the map. Now onto the two most important tests for couples who share a bed: motion isolation and edge support. Motion isolation is how well a bed prevents movement from transferring across the bed. If you have good motion isolation, you won't be woken up by your partner moving around during the night. Edge support refers to how well the perimeter of a bed bears weight. Good edge support means you won't feel like you're going to fall off the bed if you sit or lie along the edge. The Nectar did really well on our motion isolation test, with very little motion transferring across the bed. You might feel some bigger movements, but overall you shouldn't feel much. The Tuft and Needle also did a pretty good job, but we think you're very likely to feel some motion from your partner's bigger movements, like them getting in and out of bed. Neither of these beds have the best edge support we've seen, but overall our testers did feel supported lying on the edges of both beds, which is pretty standard for all foam beds. We think the Nectar's edge support is a little bit better though. With all that in mind, let's go over who should consider buying the Nectar. First up, anyone who likes a soft mattress should be happy with the soft yet responsive feel of the Nectar. Next, back and side sleepers should mostly be happy on the Nectar, especially thanks to its conforming memory foam. And finally, budget shoppers should be happy with the affordable price of the Nectar. Plus, you can save even more by using our coupons in the description of this video. But what about the Tuft and Needle? First up, back sleepers should be happy on the Tuft and Needle as it is supportive and promotes a neutral spinal alignment. Second, memory foam lovers should be happy with the classic memory foam feel this bed offers. And finally, budget shoppers should appreciate the affordable price of the Tuft and Needle. Well, folks, that is it for this comparison between the Nectar and the Tuft and Needle. Ultimately, I can't decide which of these two beds is better for you, but I hope you found this comparison helpful in your journey towards finding the best mattress for you. If you want to learn more about either of these beds or see some more great options, just head over to sleepopolis.com where we also have more product reviews, sleep health information, coupons. We really have it all over there, so be sure to check it out. Hit that subscribe button and I will see you next time. Bye!